Testing 1 2 testing. Good morning, traders. How are we doing today? Today is May 1st, 2025. Market opens in about 5 minutes here. And guys, the market has gapped up like crazy overnight due to some good earnings by Microsoft. And yeah, but what can we say about this? Began selling off yesterday to lows of 462 and then just non-stop all the way to 485. That is insane. So we're going to talk about it, and yeah, we're going to see what we can do as far as trading. Are we going to see higher highs and go long again today, or are we going to see begin to see a pullback and we're going to begin to go short again? Very excited to see what happens. Links are shared. Welcome, welcome. How are we all doing today? If you are just tuning in, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. We go live every single day. All right, and one more area here. Share that link with the world. With the world, Craig. Hope you guys are all having a great day. We're going to talk about everything going on right now. And there we go. Link is shared. Okay, so we've seen this bounce right off of this moving average. I thought about taking my first trade on it, buying about 10 shares or so at 57.30. I didn't. I do not have any open position at the moment right now. Whoops. So yesterday's earnings, Microsoft did report earnings. They beat their expected earnings, and so did Meta. Today, we also have some news. One second here. We have, of course, Microsoft pushing up earnings press release available on investor relations website. Microsoft results show AI demand remains strong. And Meta over here, they got Meta beats estimate for first quarter revenue. Meta gains after first quarter revenue. Meta expects worse user experience for European after EC decision. And then Meta ad gains to remain support by AI. So markets were pumping pretty good. Let's see if I can pull up some information here now. We still have some critical areas today and a little bit more throughout the week. It's Wednesday, so we have two more important events here. Okay, so Thursday, May 1st, we have initial jobless claims. We're going to look at that. S&P final U.S. manufacturing PMI, ISM manufacturing, and then notable earnings after hours is going to be Apple and Amazon today. So Apple and Amazon will report earnings today, which could, either send the stock market even higher, or actually they could report negative and begin to sell off. But I don't think that's the case right now. 8:30 tomorrow, U.S. non-farm payrolls, U.S. unemployment rates, U.S. hourly wages, and then 10 a.m. factory orders. So that's what's going on for the rest of the week. Thursday, or as you can see, Wednesday, Microsoft, Meta, and Robinhood all reported earnings last night. This morning, it was Lilly, Roblox, CVS, MasterCard, SiriusXM, McDonald's, stuff like that reported earnings this morning. Today after close is going to be Amazon, Apple, and Riot, Airbnb, Reddit, and a few others. Okay, so those are what's going to be expected after hours today. So I believe the market is oversold. I want to say we're going to get somewhat of a pullback today, kind of the way we experienced yesterday. A pretty significant pullback is what I think is going to happen, but doesn't mean it has to happen. Okay. Market is officially open. So what I'd like to see is two things. Either QQQ validates support here and bounces up and goes past 485 today, right? Or we could just go long, thinking that Apple and Amazon are going to report solid earnings. Apple dips after U.S. judge rules it's violated order to reform App Store. Apple must pay Optus $502 million lump sum in UK patent dispute. Holy moly, that's insane. And no news as of now on Amazon. Now Amazon is at 190. It can get up to 242. It can even get up to 207 by eventually. Can't believe how much the markets have recovered. They're already back at 482 levels. 482 levels. So it's very interesting to see. Markets are testing a pre-market. Well, it's going to be testing the moving average. Okay. Super trend is saying that it is very bearish at the moment. But again, it could sell off to 481 and then bounce right off of this pre-market support. So we want to see it get below 481-ish or above 44-ish before we have a decision. Honestly, SQQQ would probably be the way to go right now. But it would have been nicer to get in up here on SQQQ at 29. We're watching. It looks like it's bouncing off of that moving average. Check it out. All right. Welcome, welcome. All right, we're going to be patient on this here. Markets have changed, right? Direction has been bullish over the last week and a half. Remember, it has this moving average at 490.11. 490.11. So we can get up to the moving average and then we could test it and it could actually begin to sell off as well. So waiting to see what happens, being patient. I think it was such a big gap up. We're going to have to come down a little bit. It doesn't have to. And at this point, I'd rather go long because it's now bullish. Waiting. Okay, looking bearish. We're gonna see if it holds, right? It could basically run right on this for a while and then sell off, or run on it and push up. Right now it's right on it, so we're waiting to see what happens here. What's crypto doing? Crypto's nice. Crypto pushed up from 75 to 96,000. Just a little away from 100,000 again, guys. In a very short amount of time. So 1260. LEONR trying to hold above that. See how it's trying to hold above this moving average? See what happens, okay? Does it bounce off a pre-market level here? Does it bounce off of this level and go bullish? Or do we get more selling pressure and it sells off to 474, 465, which means SQQQ could eventually push up back to 31 even, and that would be the trade we'd want to take. You know, $2 per share would be pretty nice. Doesn't mean it has to, so holding here. We're going to see if it holds at this pre-market support level or if it's going to continue to sell off below it. If it holds and it goes up, then we'll get into TQQQ for $1 plus per share. I mean, yesterday this pushed up from 50 to 58, almost $8 per share. Even if you would have caught it right here on this little movement, when it validated, it pushed up. Nice $3 per share yesterday. Looks like it did validate. But at the same time, we got to get above 485. So it's going to be a very interesting day today, right? We want to make sure we're on the right side. We don't want to get into this sell-off, which we did yesterday. We got into a sell-off. We didn't sell at the top, but we didn't lose money either. We just kind of broke even. And then we actually sort of switched long and got in long as this pushed up. So I want to make sure we're on the right side of it today. If this is going to push up higher today, great. Then we want to be long. Microsoft catching a little heat. Little resistance at 436.99. Nvidia caught some resistance at 114. Amazon holding at 189. AVGO trying to hold. Meta trying to hold above that moving average here. Netflix with slight sell-off. Costco pushing. Tesla, not bad. Tesla head of battery architect departs. Oh yeah, I heard that they're trying to see about replacing Elon Musk. Tesla chair denies plans to look for new CEO to replace Musk. Well, that's good. Tesla chair says board not looking for new CEO. So that's another good thing. But the cells sink again in France, Denmark amid anti-Musk protests. So, okay, he's not leaving the company now, but it's just still not looking great for Tesla. They're trying to do anything they can to keep it above that moving average and really just push it up in general, right? We got to get back above this moving average of like 292, 295-ish. Once we get above that, 290s, 300s, then we could see this maybe push a little bit more, but it's trading at a huge expectation right now. And we can get into that a little bit later on. So that's for another video. Okay, here we go. Bouncing off of that pre-market support level again. So we need to get it below pre-market support level to consider this selling off. Again, this could technically be oversold now at this point, and we can begin to rally. That's why I want to be very cautious. We want to make sure we're on the right side of it today. Okay, it looks like it is going to sell off. Maybe a short sell-off. Should we wait for that recovery? Or do we think it's going to continue selling off? Could also bounce off of 56. Oh, sorry, my bad. Off of 480. Definitely don't want to fight the market. Yep. Let's see if it's going to get a retest here. Just be patient. Don't want to go long if this is going to sell off today. I guess we are going to see some selling pressure. Markets are extremely overbought. So it is just testing. Extremely overbought. So we may come back and retest a little bit. How much? I'm not sure, but we're definitely going to retest. I mean, at the end of the day, there's no point in fighting direction either. This thing is bullish. How's the SPY reacting? Slightly negative still. Hmm. Hold, holding at that pre-market level. It's not really holding at all. Oh yeah, I guess it's trying to. Jeez Louise, look at this. We want to try to get the best deal. That's the point too. We want to try to get the best deal possible. Whether it's going long at 57 to 58, that's $1 per share. Or going short, maybe from 30 to 33, that's $3 per share, right? But if everything's going to remain bullish, begin to rally, then I don't see why I wouldn't get into TQQQ. I'm going to take a light position on TQQQ. Dang, that was really loud. I hope that didn't hurt your ears too much. SQQQ coming down. Big rally up. Very nice. If it comes back down to retest, we'll buy a little more. Still early. Still very early in the day. Okay, we do have an active position now open. We are going long on the NASDAQ at these crazy overbought levels. No point in rushing. Be patient here. QQQ holding. Looking at the 1 minute, let's see. Looks like it's getting rejected off the 45 EMA. Looking very strong. MACD curling over. Looking really nice. Gonna buy another. We'll wait. Because it's gonna get rejected at the moving average. Not bad. Okay. Pushing up still. Market's looking good. See if it gets rejected off of this or not. Again, it was above the moving average all during pre-market. This is the first time it's below the moving average. MACD overextended, as you can see there. Starting to curl over on the RSI. Looks like it's getting slightly rejected here. Holding. Now it can do exactly what it did yesterday, where it dipped below like it was going to be bearish and even got all the way below that pre-market support and then began to rally. Same thing today. It could fake us out, all think it's going to dip below, even dip below the support, like it's going to sell off. Everyone goes short and it actually begins to rally. So nice little bear trap this morning. And that's why it's good to wait for confirmation. It's good to wait for sign of direction. Okay, there we go, pushing up above that moving average here. Looking good. Now remember, we got to get above 485 to go bullish for the rest of the day. Because either that or we're locking in profits. Could be locking in profits right here, or we're up 1% already on the day. Well, on the trade, we're up 1% on the trade. So does this begin to go down and get rejected and we need to cover our profits so that way it doesn't come all the way back down and begin selling off? Or does this continue to push up through and we add to our position? Big rejection candle here. And it doesn't necessarily mean anything either. Like if this is going to sell off, it'll sell off, right? This is just that last little validation area. It's very possible it could sell off and then we get into SQQQ here and we ride this up. But I don't want to jump the gun too early because this thing could be very bullish. Still very early in the day. Looks like MACD is curling over though. We are experiencing some selling pressure here. Let's see if it holds and we make a newer high. All about being patient. Patience is key. It's a very light position as well. Okay, I want you guys to know that. It's a very light position on TQQQ. Trying to learn how to kind of cover it up and not trade with emotion of the dollar value, but more the technicals, right? Getting a lot of resistance here. Let's see what happens. This should chop up. I believe this will push up, and then we could buy more. We'd be able to add to our TQQQ position if this breaks above. Or we will need to just sell and we locked in profits here on a retracement. Big red candle. Big red candle. So not good for the bulls at the moment. Right, it's got to get above this. There it is. Oh, pushed up just for a second. I think we are going to have a bullish day today, guys. Big red candle. Let's see. That was a nice little tippy top, huh? 483.85. Nah, you got more to give. Maybe not. Maybe that's what we want it to think, right? Still bullish though. Still bullish, still above that moving average on the 5-minute. 30-minute looking good, bounced right off of that level. We just need to get above this moving average now. If we can't get above it, it's just going to come back down. Get a lot of chop today for sure. Being patient though, it's still very early, guys. You know, we're not always going to make money in the first 15, 20, 30 minutes. But if we're patient, some days we can catch moves like this. I mean, this move yesterday was beautiful. By buying down here or at any point here, could have seen beautiful returns. You know, we're talking like 4% on QQQ. TQQQ, 50 to even 56, 57, $6 to $7 per share. Even 100 shares of that, $600-700. So definitely possible. Okay, we got to get above that level. Looks like we're trying to hold. But we are actively selling off now from that moving average. So again, we're going to have to come down. We're going to have to test support and either hold support or hold at any point in between here and get those highs again. And sometimes we just need to understand, no matter how small the position or how light it is, we need to understand when to take profits. That could have been the trade right there. This could have been the trade. As this begins to sell off, this gets below the moving average, it's going to sell off. and then our trade won't be valid anymore. See how it, uh, let's look at QQQ. Sold off to here, held as support, pushed up, sold below that support, pushed up, tried to validate, and it couldn't validate the moving average as a support. So in my opinion, this is now bearish. This is now very bearish. It's going to have to figure out a way to hold above this level. And again, looking like it was yesterday, it doesn't know if it's bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. Chops a lot once it gets right there around that moving average. But yeah, I mean, I could see this selling off a lot more than I could see it pushing up. But you also don't want to fight against the market either. You don't want to purposely fight against the market, especially when it is so bullish. Okay, we got the PMI in like 4 minutes. So if anyone's curious about a PMI reading, if it's above 50%, that indicates that the manufacturing economy is generally expanding. Below 50% indicates that it is generally declining. So if anyone is curious about that. Let's go ahead and look at, what was it? The economic calendar. Or not the economic calendar. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what news reports have already come out and what's influencing the market to sell off. Today is so continuing jobless claims came in worse than expected. Initial jobless claims came in worse than expected. S&P Global Manufacturing PMI came in worse than expected. And then in 3 minutes, we have a few other reports coming out. So I'll keep you guys updated on that as they continue to come out here. Wow. So not as expected here. We are back to break even. And, you know, this can sell off. We knew this was possible. It's right there at that support again. So being patient. Again, a light position size. I would love to get into SQQQ and have this push up, but at the same time, we need to be patient because it's at a pre-market support. It's bounced off of it several times. Can do it again. Definitely oversold or overbought levels though. Complete overbought levels on the market. We could see a pretty significant retracement, but then overall it can go right back up. So okay, we got 1 minute. 1 minute on the reports. I'll put it right here for you guys to see. One minute. And it looks like it is going to drop significantly. Probably going to sell off pretty majorly. No? Looks like it's going to push up. Doesn't know what it wants to do. Let's see, 10 a.m. We're just waiting for them to be released here. They refresh. Today. So S&P Global Manufacturing PMI worse than expected. Construction spending worse than expected. Better than expected for the ISM Manufacturing PMI, but worse than expected for prices. So mixed. It's mixed. I don't know. It's very mixed emotions here. Had a very quick sell off. Does this continue to sell off? Trying to bounce off of this moving average as well. Now below pre-market support. Trying to hit another support level. Do you see that one? What is it doing? $57. I think it's making lower lows. Hmm. It's got to get above that moving average. Causing a ruckus. Did you catch that short move on TQQQ this morning? This little part here that I was, I'm still in a trade, but I didn't lock in profits. But yeah, I bought down here. I'm right at the break even level, and I was gonna sell here or add more as it broke out. I didn't add more. I also didn't sell and lock in profits either. It's a really light position. I think it was like $5. I was like, what's the point in locking in $5? Yeah, still holding. I want to add more technically. I want to add more to this, but I'm waiting for confirmation, right? It looks like it's bouncing off of this 45 EMA. We got mixed report. You know, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. If this sells off more, maybe I can get a better price point, but I also feel like this could come back down. With Amazon and Apple reporting earnings and Microsoft doing so well, I just feel like, and Meta doing so well, I just believe like maybe Apple will do really well. Although they're in this $502 million lump sum patent dispute. Amazon looks like it's already selling off, like trying to catch some resistance or some support. Still holding. Something didn't feel right when it was hitting that MA for me, so I sold. Yeah, same thing. I was just talking about it too. No matter how small the position size, if this is the trade plan and this is the way it is, and that's it, and direction is now going against the trade, then maybe it would be better to just lock in profits. Definitely. Never be afraid to lock in profits. Just really wanted to see it get above like 57.50s. And then I was going to add another 10 shares. Because then it can go to 58, 59, 60. I mean, it could really start flying. I want to be patient about it, right? Because the last few times I'll go short and the market went long and I'll have to cut my losses or break even, or I go long and it fakes me out like this and I sell too early, take a loss, and then it pushes up for the rest of the entire day. I had 2 shares on the line. Yeah, that would have made sense to add shares after it broke above. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Going for the break above moving average, because then you already know this thing's just gonna push. But it's very slow going. RSI, MACD all looked really good at that 480 level. Should have added more to my position at 56.70. But I hate adding to my position, even though hindsight, yeah, it looks like it bounced. Great. Could have bounced and it could have continued to sell off down to $56, down to $55. You know, could have continued to go down. So we want to make sure that we're doing good by buying into that, okay? 5 minutes looking good. It's another test. Yeah, making lower highs. Is that kind of how it's looking here? Making lower highs. Yep. Come on, baby. Needs to just break above that moving average and we are golden. Is there a way to put the long or short position indicator on WEBULL? Yeah, I have a super trend indicator. Works pretty good. Saying that we should go short right now on the 5-minute. 30-minute is also saying we should short it. 1 hour is saying to go long on it. And the 4-hour has been saying to go long on it for quite some time. Daily is also saying to go long on it. That's interesting. And I just figured that huge gap up, this morning would have resulted in a nice sell-off. But if the economy is bullish, there's nothing we can do about it. If the market wants to go up, it's going to go up. And then that's also my bias because I've been shorting the market for so long that I've missed a lot of this movement here as it goes up because I kept believing it was going to get shorted. And now it's done nothing but go up to where now I'm believing, okay, well maybe we should short it. It's at these crazy overbought levels. And here we go, it's selling off. You know, but it hasn't passed its support either. There's a pre-market support about 480. Does it drop below 480? And then what? And then what does it do? Does it go to 475 and then bounce? Do we go back into a bear market? It'd have to come all the way back down to 460 just to retest this moving average, which, I mean, it can. It seems like it wants to hold above 480. But it does actually have a descending pattern from that 484 level. You know what I mean? So there is a descending channel here. You could look at it this way, I guess. Or you could also look at it from a smaller time frame. Like even something like that. I could kind of fake this out a little bit right here. But still making lower highs. Lower highs and holding up at support. So and at pre-market levels too. We got to also take that into consideration as well. But it does look very bearish, to be honest. It looks bearish at this moment. All the indicators are starting to cross over each other, indicating more bearishness. I mean, even on the MACD, everything is selling off very slowly. Slow effect of it selling off. MACD definitely now on the oversold side. RSI at 40, so now coming into that oversold range. I'm just thinking maybe it holds above 480 today. I just don't want it to be another bear trap like yesterday, how it sold off aggressively. Like it sold off 2%. It sold off 2% and then rallied 5%. Sold off 2 and then doubled. So that's kind of what I'm watching today, honestly. And hey, if you want to short it, that's great. No one's saying you can't. I mean, the setup looks amazing. I even want to buy at $30. If it begins to push up, I'm gonna buy if it does begin to sell off. But that's the thing. I'm being really patient. I got in my position a little too early still. And yeah, if this does continue to sell off, then we're in a good spot here for SQQQ potentially. Economy's not getting any better, that's for sure. Hmm. And remember, you don't have to take a position either. It's okay to not take a trade at all, especially in these times of uncertainty. It's so weird. QQQ is still holding above that support. As long as it holds above that support, there's really not a lot I can do here. I don't want to short it if it goes up, and I don't want to go long on it if it begins to go down. So we're just kind of waiting here. I mean, you get a strong push up, guys. Come on, when the bull's going to step in. Back to 57. 57.11 on our trade. Oh yeah, I forgot I said I was going to keep it closed. I posted what I was asking about on Discord. Oh, can you do something like this on WEBULL? Oh yeah, yeah. Price targets, you sure can. You have to go to chart settings, or first right click on the chart settings, go from chart display over to trade, and then go to the cost basis line, click done, and then now I have this little cool thing here. Now I'm sure there's a way to do it maybe at the same time as yours, like how you have both green and red. But yeah, I could sell 10 stop here and it shows me my numbers, and then it shows me my profits here as well. So, you know, we're going for some good profits today. We're going for like a nice, you know, 1.5%, 2% move today if it goes up. So But what I've been trying to do is just kind of keep like I want to I want to see if this helps me trade better too, trading without emotion as far as um, how much money I'm up and how much money I'm down. I want to make sure that my trades are staying that they're staying true to direction, right? If I'm up $100 and I lock it in because I'm just simply up 100, and then I miss out on two, three, $400 because the trade continues to push up, that's more of like I'm doing it to myself, like a emotional factor that's taking play, kind of like a self sabotage type thing, if you think about it in a weird way. But at the same time, or losses, right? I don't want to be influenced by, okay, you're down $50, $100, maybe you should cut your losses, when in reality maybe I got in on the trade a little too early. It validates support, and then that support goes back to break even, because I do that sometimes. I'm not a perfect trader. Sometimes I'll get in a little too early, it'll come down, I'll sell and get out thinking, hey, this is bad, I should get out, and then it rips back up and I'm like, man, I should have just held through that little dip, right? I should have held through the dip. So here we go, we're going to be retesting this again, and we are deleting this thread. That's weird. I'm just waiting to see what happens. Patience does pay sometimes. Um, but again, getting rejected here. 482. We got to get above this moving average, guys. A lot of choppiness. A lot of choppiness. Super choppy. But this could be a clear indication that, hey, this is going to actually begin to sell off, right? I mean, this happened very dramatically, this sell-off. But then here, it got really choppy. Uh-oh, we're going to go bullish. Oh, we're going to go bearish. No bullish. No bearish. And then boom, skyrocketed up, right? So what are we going to do? Are we going to go bullish and skyrocket? Or are we going to get rejected and crash? Have money to add to my positions. I'm just waiting to add them. There we go. Looks like we are going to be bullish again on TQQQ. Again, we got to push above that moving average. Looking good on the 5-minute. It is above that moving average now. See what happens here. Does it get rejected at 57.60s? Okay, it's been getting rejected all day, so we can still see this possible rejection, or we can see a change in direction, okay? Looks like we're getting some rejection again. Hope everyone has an amazing green day. All right. Bring you guys over here so you can see the chats. Nice. All right, here we go. Still continuing to be green. Let's see if it holds. Looking good. It's still a descending pattern though. I'm not liking the descending pattern. I may end up having to go short on it. Causing a ruckus. It's been a good year. Started at $55 and now at 104. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. You have literally 100% ROI, literally almost doubling your money. You have doubled your money. Congratulations. Considering getting out, but it's still really early as well. Still very early. It wants to get up there, but it's just really not able to. It's really not able to. And if it can't get up there, I say on this next try. Feels good for sure. Keep it up, man. You're going to double that 100 to 200, and then you're going to double that 200 to 400, and then to 8, and then to 1600. Before you know it, you're going to be making $100 a day, man, instead of a couple dollars. You can't imagine it? Well, you need to start imagining it, start manifesting it, start putting it in to your environment, start dreaming it, start thinking it when you're at work. Think about it. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Believe in yourself. Completely and utterly figure out a way to imagine it every single day. Imagine that large account growing. Imagine your small account growing. But I also notice too, imagine the difficulties. Imagine waking up. Imagine setting stop losses, taking small losses. Imagine the hardships. You got to imagine all that stuff too, because if you don't imagine the hard stuff, then it almost makes the dream unrealistic, right? Got to be realistic with yourself. You've been amazing helping with me. Oh man, appreciate that, but it's all you. It's all you over there, man. You're clicking the buttons. You're making sure that you hold yourself accountable. So I'm proud of you, man. Good job. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling when you make money. It's even better when you could uh, make profits, right? Like, hey, I can go to work. I can make money with my hands. I could sell things. But when you could show up to the stock market and just put money in and take money out with some button clicks, that is truly an amazing feeling, my friend. Up almost 1%. It's that level again. Do we cut our losses? Or not losses. Do we lock in profits? This is where I always tend to mess up the most. So I think I could push up more and then it just completely goes all the way back down. Or I'll sell early thinking it's going to do this again and then it just pushes all the way back up. So it's still very early day. How we doing here on the live stream? How long have we even been live for? Holy moly, we've been live for almost an hour, guys. That is insane. Here we go. Is it gonna cross over? Are we selling to lock in profit? Or are we adding more? Up almost $5, almost 1%. Oh boy, I think we're having a lot. I think we're gonna have to lock in profits here. Or maybe we're finally adding more to our position. It would have been nice to add more down here. We'd be up probably $10 or so. 10, 15 bucks, 1.5%. 1.5%, dollar per share. Here we go. We're buying. We're buying. We're selling. We're buying. We're selling. We're buying. We're buying. Adding more to our position. Wait. What? What did I just do? I bought. What did I just do? Cancel. I bought a stop? How do you buy a stop? What the heck does that even mean? Wow. Okay. Well, I didn't do that. Up $5. Are we just locking in profits here, or is it going to continue to push? Buy tenant market. No, are we not buying tin at market? Are we selling tin at market? The background? Yeah, man. Got a brand new background. Appreciate that. The wife and I painted on one of the days I was off. I we had to do it, man. We had to do it. That brown wall was just ugly. Okay, I'm buying. I'm buying 10 more shares. Okay, now don't give it all away, right? Don't give it all back. We need to continue to push. Could have jumped the gun a little bit here. This could clearly rip all the way down. But for the first time, it is above and holding above the moving average since pre-market. So I'm thinking we're going to come back up to 485, and then we're going to retest 485 levels. We're also going to be testing, of course, those pre-market resistance levels too, right? It's above the moving average, but now we're going to be right there at resistance levels from the previous two pullbacks, right? So we just got to get above that now. And I believe we can. And there we go. Well, not there we go, but starting to push up. My only regret is I didn't buy more down at the bottom. Down at support level. I knew that was a support level. 480 support level. Could have bought more at 56.70. That's okay. That's okay. I'd already be up $1 per share, but that's okay. Not a biggie. There we go. We're pushing up now. Now, as this pushes up, we want to make sure we do a good job by locking in profits. This could run up all day. It could also get rejected at $58, and then I take profit at $58. There we go. QQQQ. Too many Qs. QQQ looking bullish on the day. Up 1.79%. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. How much higher can it go? Or is this it? Or is this as high as it goes? 484. Now, I do believe it can go higher. So I'm going to be patient with this trade. I do believe we're just going to hold it as long as it stays above this moving average and it still continues to show signs of this upward progress, kind of like how it did during even pre-market or even yesterday. As long as it slowly creeps up and stays creeping up, then I don't mind holding it even longer. Okay, now it could completely get rejected here at 485. So I've been kind of wanting to stick around to see what happens there, and it can get rejected right here as well. So we could definitely need to understand, hey, we might need to lock in some profits. This is a pretty big move. It could be exhausted, and there is catching some resistance at those pre-market levels. But nonetheless, I'm going to hold on to my position just a little bit longer here as this continues to go up. And I appreciate your guys' time. Tomorrow is Friday, so we're going to do this all over again, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Hope you guys are able to join for that Friday day trading session. And again, hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day. I appreciate your time. And like always, remember, let's end the year on a green note.